Been together since college, but before they got a chance to say the vows that bind them for better or worse, they had already been through the worst they could ever imagine. It happened when they stopped to buy gas at a convenience store late one night in 1981.
From what I was told, as soon as I walked into the store, one of the criminals demanded my money. They had already decided that they were going to kill any witnesses. So he took me into the cooler in the back of the store and shot me in the back of the head, execution style.
Meanwhile, Sharon, you were outside waiting for him to come back from the store.
Right.
When did you get suspicious that something wasn't right?
Pretty quickly, because it was the kind of gas that you pay before you pump, and he had borrowed $2 from me, and I saw him walk into the store, and I just thought he'd hand the clerk the money and come back out, and unfortunately that never happened.
So you went in to figure out where he was?
Well, actually, no. I waited. I saw him walk towards the back of the store, and then I saw two men standing in front of the door with grocery bags in their hand, and just intuition told me something was not right, and to wait in the car. And that's what I did, and I kept looking, and the thought crossed my mind that maybe there was a robbery, but I saw the men holding grocery sacks, so I just assumed they had checked out. So I wasn't sure, and then they walked out of the store, and I saw them just nonchalantly walk. They didn't have a car, they just walked by and went back like towards some apartments. And then a third man left, and once he was in the clear, I got out of the car and went into the store.
Yeah. Meanwhile, when she was in the car waiting, do you remember much of what was going on at that time?
I remember having her ask for me to take her home to the dormitory. And then we got into the car. After that, I don't remember anything until waking up in the hospital, which I thought was in Russia. I don't know why, but I thought it was in Russia. I could not understand why so many of my friends and family were doing in Russia.
When you woke up. It's amazing what the brain, I've had brain surgery, it's amazing what kinds of thoughts come into your mind. It really is kind of weird. But during that time that you were basically unconscious, you heard the words that no one wants to hear a doctor say, and that probably won't make it through the night.
Well, the doctor wasn't there. When I was shot, the neurosurgeon went home because he thought I would be dead in the morning.
What's the use of
yeah, exactly.
operating?
When he returned in the morning, surprised I was still alive, he said to my family and Sharon's family, I need to operate, but there's still a 60% chance of him dying on the table, and if he beats my odds, a 100% chance of him being a vegetable. Maybe that's why I don't like vegetables.
In seeing that piece right there, when I heard the gunshot go off, it made me jump. Did it make you jump at all? Is it?
I didn't look at it.
It's still very emotional. In fact, your mom and dad are with you today, and your dad's in tears. And I have a feeling the reason why you're in tears is that you think, again, of how close you came to losing your son, and thank God he's here with you today. They said that you'd be a vegetable. Go ahead and tell us what this vegetable did.
Well, after maybe 3 months, 3 months, I was tested by a neuropsychologist who told me, I know you have goals of returning to college, but let's face it, you're not going to go back to college. I thought to myself, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? And I made it my goal right then and there to return to college. It was not easy. I had to learn to talk again. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to do small things like tie a shoe with one hand. But eventually, after a year and a half, I returned to the University of Texas. After 4 years, I graduated at the top of my class. And then I went to graduate school for social work. I got my master's in social work, and now I work part-time as a social worker, dealing mainly with people, families, who have had injuries, their loved ones, teaching them to cope. Hope is very important. It's such a small word, but it's so mighty.
Yes, it is. And also when someone tells you you can't do something, how much that I actually thank the people in my life who told me what I couldn't do. It's amazing how much energy you get from that. But also, your father being a rabbi, God has always been a big part of your life.
It's very important. I have a recipe for recovery, good medical staff, good support system.
In fact, you have a number of your family members here today. Just raise your hand, just wave your hands, there they are.
A belief in yourself and a belief in God. That's very, very, very important.
I said earlier, it's kind of like nothing by accident. When you were shot, they drug you into the cooler.
Yes.
And doctors believe that's the reason why you probably survived, because it slowed down your...
blood.
The blood, right.
Yeah.
You went back and eventually saw the doctor who said that you probably wouldn't make it through the night, and then if you did surgery, that you'd be a vegetable. Boy, was he surprised.
Well, my dad went with me, and the doctor said, Mike Segal, Mike Segal. No, I don't remember a Mike Segal. And then he checked his chart, and he said, wait a minute, I thought you died.
Thank God you didn't. And thank you for encouraging other people to overcome obstacles.
One of the things I do, I work part-time, and I also speak around the country, telling people it can be done.
Because you survived, you all were able to go ahead and get married, and you have what you call a miracle child.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our daughter, Sean, she's 11. She's in the audience today.
And it's amazing to think how close it came to her not even being born.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.